Now that we have a good understanding on how metadata can help us further define our footage, I want to go over the methods for actually searching for things. Final Cut Pro 10 has a really robust search tool and even lets us save search criteria in dynamic groupings called Smart Collections. So let's take a look. First, I will remind you that there are some Smart Collections set up by default in every library. So up here we have all video, audio only, favorites, projects, and stills. So at the most basic level, anything in your library that meets certain criteria for each of these Smart Collections will be deposited in each. Now, you can probably guess what the criteria is based on the name, but you can actually also check by double-clicking, and it opens up my Smart Collection window. So all video, the criteria for that is that the media is video only and that the media is video with audio. So any video or video with audio clips automatically get deposited in this Smart Collection, and that's why there are so many in there. So each one of these Smart Collections has certain criteria. You can change that if you want. So if you wanted to say, I want just video and not any video that contains audio, you could eliminate that by clicking on this minus sign. And you can see that most everything went away when I took away that criteria. So let's add that back in. I'm just going to say media type. Media is video with audio, and I'm happy with my default there. In just a bit, I'm going to come back to the notion of setting up and editing Smart Collections, so hang on to that. To get us there, though, I want to delve into searching. So again, just to search through your clips, you just click in this search field, and if this isn't visible, you can click on this little spyglass and it'll pop up. And I'm going to just click on my assets and search for Casey. So there are 6 clips that have the text Casey in the title. Okay, so there's Casey, and here are his interviews. So that basic function is fine for quick and dirty searches, but Final Cut has a much deeper search function than that. So I'm going to clear my search result, and instead of just using this search field, I'm going to click on this icon right to the right of that. And this is my filter. This allows me to set up a single or multi-dimension search across my entire library. And here is the scenario that I want to set up. On the 7th day of the documentary shoot, there was this really meaningful conversation around the campfire, and we got a lot of really nice close-up shots of all the guys. So let's just set that up, and we'll do that with text criteria. So I'm going to say the text includes, and every single one of my clips is labeled with the number of the day first. So I'm going to put in 07. And it does a live filter. So here are all of the clips that have 07 at the beginning. But we don't want all of these activities. We just want the campfire stuff. So I'm going to click on the plus sign and text. And I want fire. So now everything here should be the close-up shots of all of these guys around the fire on day 7. So it's a pretty specific search, but sometimes you need to get specific. So I could use this as just a live filter, or I can save this by creating a Smart Collection. So I'm just going to click New Smart Collection, and here it is in my libraries pane, and I'm just going to call it Day 7 Fireside. And you can create as many custom Smart Collections as you like, and you can store them anywhere you like. I think for right now, I'm going to just create a new folder and call it Smart Collections and put that one inside. So now I want to show you why Smart Collections are smart. And the reason for that is whenever any clips match the criteria within a Smart Collection, they will automatically be deposited in the collection. So let me show you this. I'm going to edit this Smart Collection by double-clicking. And let's say that in addition to having these 2 pieces of text, I also want some of the best shots. So I want them favorited. And we learned about that in the previous movie. I'm going to add another filter, and I'm going to choose ratings. Notice how many different things you can filter on, but I'll choose ratings. And I'm going to choose favorites. Now, notice that everything disappeared because none of the clips that I had in that Smart Collection are favorited. So no worries. I'm just going to close this, And then I'm going to come back into my B-roll and my camp keyword collection. And let's just go through and find my favorite parts. So I'm just going to drag here and F for favorite. And let's get his little smile there. And F for favorite. And let's get his smile there before the pan. And F for favorite. So I'm identifying my favorite portions of each of these clips. And I'll get his smile and head turn there as well. Now, if I go back into my Smart collection, take a look. Well, I have 3 clips, and I actually favorited 4, but I think I know why the last one didn't get deposited in there. If I go back to camp, this last one right here was on the 6th day, not the 7th day, so that did not meet the criteria. So it's very specific. Smart collections don't allow you to force material into the collection. It has to meet it automatically. If you need to force something into a bucket, make it a keyword, not a Smart collection. But as you can see, it's very dynamic. I want to set another one up. Another way that you can set up a Smart collection is to just right-click and choose New Smart Collection or Option Command N. And I'll go ahead and name this. What I want to do is actually set up a Smart collection for all of my veteran interviews and all of my corporate executive interviews. So I'm going to call this Veteran Interviews. And I'll double-click. And here's my Smart Collections window. Notice it looks a little bit different than the search window that we converted into a Smart collection from before. It doesn't start with any text criteria. I can start this from scratch here. So let's see what happens when we do include text. So I'll choose text, includes. By the way, the other options within this menu are does not include, is or is not. So I'm going to do includes. And our 3 veterans are Christian, Sean, and Casey. So I'll type in Christian, and you can see that it not only includes the interviews, but also any B-roll that he's in. So that's not what I want. I want just interviews. Notice also what happens when I add someone else to this criteria. I'll do plus, text, and Sean. And now I don't have any clips because there are no clips in this entire library that have both Christian and Sean in the title. If I change this from all to any, then there's plenty in here because every clip in here has either Christian or Sean in the title. So this is not how I want to approach this. I'm going to start over and come at this a different way. I'm going to do plus, and then I'm going to choose keywords. Now, I know that all of these keyword collections within interviews are interviews only, so let's use that to our advantage. I'm going to do keywords. I'm going to uncheck all of these real quick. And my veterans are Christian, Sean, and Casey. There we go. So here are all of the interview clips for my veterans. So I'll close that, and I'll do another one. Right-click and New Smart Collection, and I'll call this Executive Interviews. And do the same thing, plus keywords. And our executives, again, Christian, it's double duty here. And we have Joe and Jim and Mike. And there we go. So we very quickly set up our executive interviews and our veteran interviews. So sometimes you just need to think of different ways that you can arrive at the type of filter that you need based on how your libraries, events, and clips are set up and organized.